Hi, welcome to the Heart of Illumination. I'm Joseph. Thanks for being here for today's message and transmission. Remember, take what resonates and leave the rest. And of course, also tune into your own stillness, your own intuition and hunches, and your own inner voice, higher self, and see what resonates with you. And so what I'm receiving for today's message and transmission is that many of you are going through transitions, right? From one phase to another, or one stage to another. And so I feel like transitions are a little bit difficult to cover, as well as I don't hear enough information when people go through transitions. So a story I want to bring up that's really relevant is I saw a brief clip of Cillian Murphy, the star of Oppenheimer, and it was just a brief YouTube short, I think 15 or 30 seconds or so, and it covered him. It was him on an interview sharing what it's like to be to what it's like after shooting a film. And so he went into a little deeper talk about it, and he shared where he spent months on the set where it was like really hectic, working like a 48 40 hour week, but like condensed into like multiple 40-hour weeks into like 1 week, right? And because they have to meet budget, they have to meet the timelines for the production, and there's a lot of moving pieces and a lot of stress and demand and so forth, right? So they would go through it for those several months, or maybe up to a year, depending on the project, or multiple years. I don't know how long it took to make Oppenheimer, but he would be in that state, right, for that extended period of time. And then once the movie was over, he would end up at home, and it would be completely opposite, right? It was like nothing to do, right? So he felt ungrounded. He felt a little lost and a little just unstable, right? Because it's like switching from going 60 miles an hour to being still within a flick of your finger. And so he shared that, where he shared it, and you can feel the depth, and like it was like almost unbearable how the shift in night and day, and how it wasn't easy to adjust. And so what he didn't share any techniques or anything, but at least I'm really grateful that he has good support system where his family was supportive, and he told his wife that his wife noticed that he was going through what he was going through, right? And he wasn't being himself, and she was being very loving, and she told him, she asked him, "Are you okay?" And I think he's maybe said yes or no, or "I'm fine," right? Just kind of shoved it off like, "I'm fine." And she's like, "You're not okay, but it's okay. It'll pass," right? Something like that. And so I'm sure she did other things, but that was just him condensing the story to show that, he went through this. Him as well as other actors have these similar experiences that they don't talk about frequently. They endure a lot of stress while they're making the film, and then once they're done making the film, they experience probably stress of not knowing what to do with themselves, right? And so this is just one context, and of course, it's beautiful that and of course, not every actor and not everybody in that situation have a good supportive network or supportive people around them to help them through these periods of transitions, right? Whether it's going from producing a movie to quiet time, maybe it's an athlete going, right, training for 9 months and then getting several months off and then not knowing what to do with those time off, right? It could be just different professions having really hectic times and then having down times, and then they're going through those transitions. And you can also, it's, I guess another term we can use is just you're going through a state transitioning, right? Where, for example, people take psychedelics and they're in one specific state of mind or state of being, and then once the psychedelic wears off, or the plant medicine wears off, they're in what they consider a low, but maybe that was just their normal, but because the altered state is so heightened, they come back down to this mundane human sensory experience. It's mundane compared to they're floating out of their body and they're seeing multiple colors and whatever, right? So grounding, balancing, and harmony of going through these and harmonious transitions are very important as well. So I just want to share that with you, that if you're going through this, just know that just lean on the various pillars that you already have, right? You have your practices. Hopefully you have mindfulness practices. You have stillness practices, meditation, breath work, listening to meditation music or yoga nidra on YouTube or some other platform, or various practices that helps you to soften these transitions, as well as hopefully you have a good supportive network, or at least a couple people that you can share at least some certain extent of what you're going through, and that you trust that they won't judge you. They'll give you encouraging advice and comment, and just at least be present to support you in loving ways, or as well as just be an earpiece to just share and have them to just be fully present and listen. And then also continue learning and tuning in to how to refine this practice of effortless transition, right? And just like meditation, when someone starts meditation, maybe they can sit still for 5 minutes. So when we master effortless transition, maybe the first time you consciously create effortless transition, maybe you don't do it so well, and that's okay. But it's more about, now that I've brought this to your awareness, I can go through transitions and it could be effortless and harmonious. Let's start practicing, right? Let's start doing this. And so I feel that you're also on the path of practicing as well, right? You're in this transition, and maybe now that I've brought it up, it's bringing stuff up, but that's okay, right? It is just an invitation to begin your practice however you do it. So I can share a couple pointers on how to start cultivating effortless transitions, right? And so it does require some prerequisite of cultivating, let's say, an intermediate level mindfulness, right? Where you're able to notice your thoughts, pause, let them go, not be attached to the thoughts, right? Same thing with emotions, right? Emotions might be attached to thoughts, might be attached to you doing the process of noticing. It might be attached to you judging yourself about doing this entire awareness process of noticing thoughts and whether or not you can you can completely get rid of your thoughts or whatever, right? So start letting those things go as well. And then bodily sensations, right? The best way to calm your body is through breaths. And the trick here is, I was experiencing it today as I'm going through a transition of shifting my creative process. I didn't have a clear outcome. I just tuned into what I needed to focus on today, and then just did it step by step and move forward on building my creative process. And I built a couple other things that coincides with my creative process. Yet I also experienced that, there were thoughts coming up, emotions coming up, energies moving through my body that I needed to just, right, notice thoughts and diminish them, right? Diminish them with my focus, with my presence, with my, I'm listening to calm music, right? With my enjoyment of being present and experiencing this, and not judging and not criticizing if I felt anxiety, if I felt energy moving in my body and I don't know what to do, or even if thoughts come up that I don't exactly know what to do, or certain uncertainty. Maybe it comes up briefly and the whole thought doesn't even fully form, and I just let it go and just continue, right? A part of it is just, I made the decision. Actually, I didn't, I was just going with the flow. I was just being aligned and then going with the flow of, I'm bringing my laptop to the library, and things are gonna work out, right? Things are gonna happen. And trust that once I sit down, once I open, once I might not know what to do any moment before I start typing, but I'm just gonna trust, just like my morning pages, the words are gonna come out, the right ideas are gonna come out, or whatever. And so I've been practicing morning pages, I've been practicing, right, making personal logs, making these videos, right? There's this consistency of my stream of consciousness, of my stream of thoughts, emotions, and actions that are in coherence. And then, even if I don't know in the moment, I've experienced also in my life a lot where in this moment, because I'm focused on this moment, I'm focusing on just being present. I'm not thinking about what I'm going to do an hour from now. I'm just going to trust that when I get to an hour from now, I'm doing exactly what I need to do, or not doing anything, right? Maybe just resting, so forth, right? So, yeah, some of these things I will definitely create an individual video about this, but some of these messages and transmission is to share with you overall my way of being and where I'm at in my state. And it might not all come out as clear, or that everything, there's like an entire plan on a board or something. No. It's more of going into flow and tuning, and then practicing how to tune into your own flow. As I'm doing it in my own way, as I'm recalibrating my own system, my own processes in my own way, right? So, yeah, we can grow and thrive together. And so, and then also celebrate whatever progress you made, right? So celebrate that is the thing that you did in the right direction. If it's yes, right, you get a point. Did you make progress, right? Did you make things Did you make the system better? Did you organize things so that it helps your thought process, it helps your creative process, it helps the overall process of your flow? Yes, right? And of course, there's a lot of reasons. I phrase it so that you can give yourself a lot of reasons to say yes. And we can start letting this perfectionism aspect go. Because if I was just to focus on the perfectionism, I wouldn't have got up in the morning, I wouldn't have went on the flow that I did, and I wouldn't have written anything that I needed to write today, or make any of the videos that I needed to make today. Or right? So if you're here, right? So this is the result of the flow, right? Just me passing on the message that, oh, a little bit of progress. I'm making the video. Maybe no one's watching it now, but hopefully, right, it'll help someone that's in this position, going through these transitions, or going through, right, these uncertainties or these stumbling blocks of refining our process and our system and so forth. And then, yes, did you gain more clarity as you work through your day, right? And were you able to focus for brief moments or enough to create progress, right? And so did you enjoy it, right? And so what ended up happening is that I didn't stress out about anything, and I enjoyed my whole day. I didn't have a plan, but I know for sure I'm gonna create this video because I've been on a roll and I've been building momentum creating this video. I know that when I get in front of the camera or when I sit in front of the notebook getting ready to write morning pages, I know things will come out and I can use that. Whatever it is, I can use it. And I can refine it, and it'll go into it'll either be a seed of an idea, or it might be a fully formed, oh, I could just make a whole video about this whole page that I wrote, right? So it doesn't matter. It's a lot of trusting, it's a lot of whatever. But I'm enjoying it, right? And what I've noticed is that just because I'm enjoying it, it doesn't mean like I'm ha-haing, I'm making noise in the library or whatever. It's more of a subtle joy that's in my heart, feeling this flow. It's like I'm playing on a swing, on a kiddie swing, right? Swinging back and forth while I'm organizing a document, while I'm capturing a lot of ideas that I shared on a previous video, but I didn't quite get to the depth, so I pulled those into a document, and then I'm like, oh, there's new ideas coming out. This is how I can expand on this. This is how I can go deep on this. Oh, someone needs to hear about this topic in this specific perspective and so forth, right? So there's like, the engine is just flowing. And I know that my creative process is, I don't know, it's unique to me. I haven't really heard too many people's creative processes, and I'm not going to explain it because it feels like it's just the mind connecting all these dots, and then I'm just following the flow. Maybe eventually I'll create a video around creative process and so forth. But I'm enjoying it. I'm celebrating that, oh, an hour ago I wouldn't have thought of any of this stuff. But as I work through it and I focus with some music that I really like, with a space that I like, no distractions, with just like, you can say like a committed, dedicated, and a devoted kind of state, right? It's like I'm sitting here and trusting that I'm doing the right thing, trusting in the flow, trusting in this enjoyment, and celebrating each new thing. And yeah, And even with our creative work, right? Sometimes we could get we when we allow our critical aspect to get ahead of us, right? It'll say anything and everything to deter us or create resistance within us. But yet, it's just like for me, the pillar is just, did something get organized, right? Did something become more clear? Did I create more content, or was there more information that's synthesized that I didn't have just before a moment ago, right? It could be bad spelling, ideas everywhere, 10 different ideas not coordinated, whatever. It doesn't have to be perfect. But a minute ago, it was blank, and I took my stream of consciousness and pulled it together and then started refining, right? Started refining. It's not perfect, but I know at some point, one of those things will become a full-fledged video that it will help someone, right? So I'm focusing on just the initial part, the initial win, very tiny win, but I'm celebrating, letting that self-criticism go and just focusing. And so at the moment, that's my process. And so I know it could be messy, and I'm kind of being raw to share that it's a little messy, right? So embrace that it's messy, but yet tune into each of these pillars to make it enjoyable, and to, more importantly, this is an extension of you, right? You don't have to show it to anybody. You don't have to make a video like me and share with anybody, right? Write it in a journal, do a personal log video for yourself, and be like, oh, I don't know how things are gonna change, right? It could be how your business could have processes changing and so forth, right? I'm just talking about my creative process, but it could be your business changing processes. It could be how you fix a car, how that process changes and so forth. But the underlying core is that, right, I won't judge myself and be critical of myself, because this is the natural unfoldment and development and evolution of an extension of my being. So there's no judgment, right? And this is also practicing self-love, right? Self-love, self-acceptance, self-appreciation, right? And I'm gonna have a different process than other people. I might take someone's course and be like, oh, I can use maybe 70% of the process. And yet I still have to personalize it and tailor it so that it works with how I think, how I feel, how my creativity flows, and how I use my own specific verbiage and how I share stories and so forth, right? So it is always about personalization. So I'm never gonna judge and criticize an extension of myself. I'm not gonna judge my arm, right? I love and appreciate having an arm that works. It makes my life so easy, so marvelous, right? So same with things that are an extension of me. My creative process, my speaking process, maybe I'm making something with my hand, right? Whatever. It was just naturally developed, trusting in myself naturally. And maybe some things I have no talent. And so, well, then I learn, I go through iteration, I learn, and then I do something else that I'm more aligned to and more talented and I'm enjoying, right? So there's a lot that I covered, but the key thing is, whatever transition you're going through, whatever intense feeling you're having, right? Maybe it's maybe it's giving you a headache. I'm sorry. Maybe it's giving you a headache, right? Maybe like you feel so much anxiety in your body. So just shake it out, do your mindfulness practices so that it calms your thoughts and your emotions. uh, I'm sure I'll make more videos about helping you with those other stuff, but this is it. So trust that you're doing well just by the fact that you can be in this video, land on this video, and then hear me share this, and then hear the calm, the joy, right, the love of this process from me or someone like me, or hopefully after this video, life brings you other experiences to help your internal process to harmonize going through transition more effortlessly, right? So that's it for now. Please like my video, add to the comment feedback about this video as well as other videos that you watch. Share it with others that needs to hear this message, needs to feel this transmission, and subscribe if you like this video, as well as look forward to what I'm sharing with you. Until next time.